Okay, cooking healthy. I'm finding this month that I've been tired and running around and trying to get lots of work done, and coming home to make a meal has been a little bit more challenging for me. So I'm trying to create dishes for my family that are healthy, that I can pack full of nutrients and vitamins and omegas, and it tastes good, and that's always a bit of a challenge. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how to make, we're gonna make, it's like an Italian kind of a burger. We're using chicken breast, and we're making a pesto that's dairy-free. I will later on add some goat's cheese to make it, if you're vegan, then don't add the goat's cheese, otherwise you can use a veggie burger. But the pesto can be used for so many amazing things. What I've done with this particular pesto is I'm using basil, of course, but I'm also using beautiful kale. Super duper duper healthy. So I'm getting the flavor from my beautiful basil, which, ask me how much I love basil. I love basil. I love basil so much. So I have one of these massive pots in my kitchen at all times, and I throw it into tons of different meals. So what I'm doing is I'm using 2 cups in total of a basil kale combination. So we have our basil. Our kale is, you want to take the stem part out and the spine, and so what you do is just take your knife and you just run it along the spine to get rid of it. That's the hard part, that people who say they don't like kale and complain about it, it's typically that part of the kale. I like to roll it up like Chef Alana has taught me. This doesn't need to be actually done right now because I have my mixer, but I'm going to just chop it up a little bit so I can measure out 2 cups of kale and basil in total. This is really sturdy, hard, rigid kale, full of nutrients. You can keep this part and juice it if you want, or throw it into a smoothie, and you'll get all the nutrients from that as well. Okay, good 2 cups are in there. I'll grab just a touch more. Perfect. And I'm going to get my mixer in place. So what we're doing is we're doing the 2 cups of kale and basil into your mixer. If you have a Vitamixer, that would work as well. Pack all that in. And then we're doing 1 cup of pine nuts. I'm doing pine nuts, I did 3/4 of a cup of pine nuts, and I'm doing these beautiful roasted Caesar spicy, oh, that's my fridge, 1 second please. Don't want to waste any energy. I'm using a cup of pine nuts and walnuts mixed. These walnuts are spicy Caesar ones. They come from a grower back east. It'll add a little bit of a different level and texture to my pesto. You can use pecans, you can use walnuts. Pine nuts are traditional when it comes to pesto. That's a cup of those added in there. And 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. I'm for sure doing 3. I probably could even do more because I love it so much. We're doing a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. That goes in, not the container, just the salt and pepper goes in. I'm gonna do a little bit of lemon juice as well. Not all recipes call for it. I like the extra zing that you get from the lemon as well. So I'm gonna add the lemon juice in there also, 1/2 of that. And I think that is it aside from my oils. Now to make this particular pesto really super healthy, I'm adding not only some virgin cold pressed organic olive oil, but I'm also adding the flaxseed oil to get my huge dose of omegas. I'm doing a 1/2 and 1/2 blend. I think a full cup of the oil of either one isn't what I want. I'm getting the benefits of both. So we're gonna go ahead and start by adding, get my measure cup out. I'll do 1/2 cup of the olive oil to start here. And then we'll do 1/2 cup of the flaxseed oil. Make sure that you keep your flaxseed oil inside your refrigerator. One of the biggest complaints about flaxseed oil is that I don't like the fishy taste, or it's got a very bitter aftertaste. That is because it's gone rancid. Once it comes in contact with oxygen, it begins to oxidize and completely changes the smell, and it becomes rancid. So please make sure that you do keep your flaxseed oils, amongst other oils as well, inside of your fridge. Okay, here we go. We're gonna pour just a little bit of the oil to start, turn it on, and drizzle in the cup. Now, depending on your kale and the basil, you may need more oil in it. I think mine might be fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and just scrape down the sides. I'm gonna grab a spoon just to give it a quick taste test as well, to see if it needs more salt, any more pepper, maybe more garlic. Just grab a spoon. Okay, it's so green, so beautiful. More salt. I'm gonna actually add some more lemon juice as well. The kale's very strong. It will mellow out a little bit as well. So just a little bit more lemon juice. Give that one more zip together and see how it tastes. Now I'm feeling some of the heat from these spicy walnuts that I put inside. It's amazing. Perfection. Okay, when you come back, I'm going to grill some chicken. I'm going to get the buns ready and show you how to put together this amazing burger that your whole family will love.